October 2011. That was happened right after somebody told me about Occupy Los Angeles and that they were showing some signs and people were protesting. So I just had some curiosity. I never been an activist before, and I myself I was looking to have a career change. And when I got there, I saw a lot of people. I saw the journey of the people that they were claiming for something, and at the same time, I saw people that were trying to have consensus in such a large amount of people. And I was taught in college that you can only have consensus with about 5 people or less. And so when I saw that a big amount, it really piqued my academic curiosity of how are they going to be able to have consensus. I studied parliamentary procedures and majority rule, and I learned about the structures, and I applied structures in college, and the structure and without the archaic language of how to have an idea and brought it to fruition, and how to divide the work. But so I was there and listening to the people, and a lot of people said many things that at first did not make sense, but then I did some research and actually they were right on. And so one of the issues that really was into my interest was the GMOs, Monsanto, because if, let's say, we have problems with the money, you can make more money. You have houses, you can make them again. But what happens when you messed up the genes of the food and there is no food no more? It took billions of years to have that food. And they want to make a quick profit, a quick buck, and that is just not right. I grew up in a farm, and I understand what it requires to let Mother Nature to do their job, and just it seems to be disheartening. So I not being a person of being up there in the front and speaking up my mind, but I saw that these people have needs, and so I decided to be mostly of support. I was in the facilitations committee. I was my first job was a timekeeper. Then I moved to a peacekeeper. Then I was in the food committee, and I just was help here and there at large. And so I just continue with it. And whenever there is people, and I feel that they have the will to keep on going and keep on fighting, I'm gonna be there to help. And so my primary area of interest has been process steel, and other than looking into the helping. And so I have done some research, and I'm about to start implementing it, and I hope that comes to fruition. And if it does not come to fruition, then I guess we have to go back to the drawing board and try it again. Because
what type of research?
Well, for example, how can you really have consensus or in a large group without people losing their minds and going crazy? Because the way we're doing it right now, we're doing it in an intellectual way. Society, actually the Western world, is very intellectual. Academia has made an influence that we learn a lot of facts and we regurgitate facts. But in academia, there is no classes for common sense. There is no common sense 101 or empathy 101, although you learn about those things, but they're not the requirement to be able to graduate. Like critical thinking may be a requirement to graduate, but not those things. So
with empathy,
yeah. So there is another way of being able to make a decision and being able to see the bigger picture, and that is common sense, not just the little details, because people that were fighting for the little details rather than seeing the bigger picture. And the problem that we have is that we have become too individualized, and also the environment is that of competition and domination. Well, the 1% got there through competition and domination, and so we need to change our strategy to move into, the tactics, to use tactics of contribution and collaboration, which means contribution to bring something into.
Okay, contribution.
Right, and to collaborate, which means to work with each other. Just like the hunter-gatherers. The hunter or the gatherer, both of them were contributors and collaborators, because they brought in whatever they hunt or whatever they gather. That was a contribution, and they work with the tribe, whatever needs they had.
In collaboration.
Collaboration, yeah. They work with each other as a unit, and that's something that we have forgotten in this society of me. I gotta survive. And even Karl Marx, although I'm not a Marxist, but I listen to a lot of different voices, and I know a lot of people listen to that. That he says that the culprit of the problem was a division of labor when agriculture was invented. But I see that there was something else happening there, that we got broken away from the family unit because the hunter and gatherer was a family. And so they had empathy. They had no the intellect that we use nowadays. They did not have that. They did not have a degree when they were hunting and gathering. They were surviving. And those who contributed and collaborated, they are the ones that were able to survive because there is strength in numbers. And so the gene pool was lending towards those people that had empathy. And as human beings, we had the biggest emotional brain amongst any other primates. Also, we had the intellectual mind, the part of the intellect. But if we did not have empathy for each other and we not contributed and collaborated, we cannot survive and evolve into what the beings that we are, which were beings that we became because of contribution and collaboration. However, we have sort of like a de-evolved
An idea we have.
Yes, instead of evolution, we have de-evolution, and we have come back into the competition and domination model in the survivalist mode. And that, one, it creates anxiety, and anxiety creates the lack of creativity. And so we need to be able to have more creativity and have creative problems.
True. I never thought about the lack of anxiety and diminishing or destroying creativity.
Yes,
That's
it does.
Powerful.
And so that's where my research has been into the process that we need to have. When we are in a anxiety mode, we are releasing cortisol and also testosterone, and that's what makes us angry. And so we're in this survivalist mode, and we are sort of become short-sighted, and anxiety creates more anxiety. Somebody has little details and they want to fight for the little details, and it becomes a competition and domination. And so GA eventually becomes a free-for-all. And so if we change
a general assembly usually becomes a free-for-all.
Yeah. So and also in society you see that at large. Here you have this company that wants to make a quick buck. They want to make these numbers and these quarterly reports, and that creates anxiety, and then it creates short-sightedness. They're not seeing the bigger picture or seeing posterity.
And with their stockholders also, it creates anxiety because they want the quick dollar.
Yes, all of that is sort of like a cycle. It just keeps on going. And so we need to go back and regain our evolution pattern and continue with our evolution pattern and continue with that contribution and collaboration.
Thank you so much. Beautiful interview. Thank you so much.